Hey YouTube family, how's it going today? So I hope you guys had a wonderful day because I did. It was a blessed day. So today I decided to do a video about the Habitat program. I am currently in a Habitat home, which me and my husband and many volunteers took time to build. So yes, y'all, this is the day of my life. I tried to come in my daughter's room to do a video, and my sister Aubrey. Yes. They can't, I miss, even when I walk away, I ain't been in here for 2 minutes. But I love it. I'm in Demetria's room. I could not record in my room because my walls are kind of dark. So I'm in my daughter's room. She's like, get out of my room. So y'all know how that is. It is late, so that's why I'm finna do a twist out in a minute. Just twist my hair up before I go to bed, and I'll take it out in the morning when I get ready for work. Okay, if you keep seeing me looking down, it's because I'm looking at all my notes I have, with the requirements to the program. Yes? What you need?
Trying to see what you're doing.
You come to my video? I'm just telling them about the Habitat program. You come to my video, y'all. This is Tamisha that refused to be on.
Your house screaming your name.
I didn't hear me. I said, I'm back here. Oh my goodness.
They got Coco Melon on like
They still see you because you in the mirror. They got Coco Melon what?
Like on 100 in the living room. So I'm like, Shakana. I ain't hear nothing.
I'm coming. I'm going to do this video on Habitat so they can be informed, so they can look into Habitat. And Habitat is everywhere, guys. If y'all don't know it, just wherever you stay, they are all across the world. And then recently, I just seen on the news this morning that, yesterday morning when I was getting ready for work, somebody donated like $400 and something million to Habitat. So y'all, I'm pretty sure they're gonna distribute them out, so that they can have more. This is my sister Tamisha, y'all, who refused to get in my video because, girl, we gotta lose weight together.
I look a little cute. That's the reason I'm getting in the video.
You finna dye black again?
Yeah. Girl. I need you to diagnose me. I'm having chest pains.
You having chest pain?
Yeah.
We are both in nursing school, so why can't you diagnose yourself? She came back here to interrupt my video to diagnose her. What are the symptoms?
It hurt.
You stressing right now. That's what it is.
I don't know what it is, but I'm girl.
Pray. Lord have mercy. Y'all see the life I got? I'm coming. Okay. So y'all, before I was rudely interrupted. But yeah, it was just, so me and my husband, what made me start even considering the Habitat program, me and my husband was looking for a home because we were in a neighborhood where the rent was ridiculous. I paid so much money for rent just for a 3-bedroom. It wasn't in a good area, and then my kids couldn't even go outside and play. So I told my husband, I'm like, your credit good, my credit good, we just need to look for a house, So I'm like, because we get so accustomed to this moving into this apartment, this house, giving people rent money that, for something that's never going to be ours. So I'm like, I want to own something, and I want to be able to pass something down to my children. So me and my husband contact one of our local realtors, and we started just looking for houses. So we would call her if we was interested in the property, or she would call us and be like, hey, I got a property. You want to come look at it? She'd give us a time. We'll meet at the house, or so forth and so on. But one of my coworkers was like, instead of y'all going through a realtor, why don't y'all consider a Habitat program? She was like, your rent will be like 100 times cheaper because it's for affordable homes. I was like, okay. I didn't really know too much about the program, but I was like, okay, I'll check into it. So I Googled, and I kid you not, guys, I'm talking about, it had to be God, because I Googled about the Habitat program, and they was having something called a meeting. Where they have a meeting, you have to attend the meeting in order for you to even get the application to be considered for the program. So I attended the meeting. I called, and they was like, no, we have a meeting coming up like the next week. Remind you, I have to work. So I was like, I'm gonna try my best to make this meeting. Long story short, I ended up attending the meeting, and then the qualifications. When I tell y'all, these people getting up left and right when they start reading like the qualifications, and then like how much money you have to make in order to get a home. And I was just like, you know what, God? First I was like, I ain't gonna even turn this paper application in. And then also because like the background history and stuff, I was like, you know what? probably going to turn this in, but it was nice sitting here. I just go through my realtor. But I went with one of my coworkers, and she was like, I think you should do it. She was like, you never know. So at the end of the class, I asked one of the ladies, the sweetest lady I met. I asked her a question. And she was like, before I asked her, she answered my question, and before the night ended, she was like, I got a feeling I'm going to see you again. And she just smiled at me, and like her smile said it all. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn this application in. I got faith, so I prayed about it. I was like, Lord, whatever your will is, Lord, let it be done. So from that point on, I filled the application out, turning everything I had to turn in. And within, no kidding, my husband is a jokester. So he ended up checking the mail. It was December 24th, he checked the mail. I went to the class in October. Had all my paperwork turned in because they only do it like the first Tuesday. So it was like November 6th. I turned my paperwork in. I didn't hear anything from nobody from the Habitat program. So my husband checked the mail one day, and I got off work, and I was like, did they send us something yet? I was like, I ain't get no call. You ain't get no call. He was like, no. So he went and checked the mail. He was like, oh, they did send us something. And he opened the mail. He was like, his face, y'all, like he looked so sad. But I didn't put two and two together because my husband, I thought in that, because it's something that we both wanted. So in that moment, I'm thinking, okay, we ain't get it. It is what it is. We'll just go through a relative. Maybe we ain't qualified, or something happened. It wasn't for us. It wasn't meant for us. So he was like, we ain't get in. I was like, that's okay. I felt sad like for a slight second, but then I thought about it. I was like, what God has for me, it's gonna be for me, and maybe this was not for me. So I was like, it is what it is. Long story short, I said, okay. He ended up, we get in the house. I'm telling y'all, I done started, went in the house, started cooking, cleaning up. He gave me the paper in my hand. He was like, here. And on the paper, y'all, I said, congratulations, you have been approved for the Habitat program. When I tell you guys, I cried. I thank God. I was like, Lord, I thank you. I praise. I shouted. I was like, thank you, Lord. That was like the best Christmas gift ever. Okay, so after all of that, I turned in my application, and I got approved. Well, as soon as you get approved, you have to start first on your, you have to complete 100 community service hours. Now, remind you, on top of working, and I have 5 children, me and my husband really work he worked days, I work nights. I work days, he worked nights. So it was like trying to get our hours done. It was so hard for us. And then at the time, it was just so much going on, like family-wise. So I was like, and then when you started something, like when I started my journey, everybody was like, oh, I help you. I watch your kids for you. When you got to go do hours, blase squaze. By the time, my sisters who could help and wanted to help, they had to work on days I had to do my hours, which, I'm pretty sure they would have kept my kids. But everybody else, when I tell you, nobody was there when I needed them. And it's so many days I cried, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to happen. I can't get these hours done. But God always had a ram in the bush. So long story short, between me and my husband, because we are married, we had to do 100. I had to do 100. He had to do 100. So that was 200 community service hours. Now, if you are single, you just have to do 100, which you can do at a local Habitat store, a restore they have. So I did a lot of my hours there. I did like some at the Goodwill. You just got to call around and see. I got my hours done, y'all, in less than 2 months. I got my 100 hours done because I was so determined. Because the next step is, once you get your 100 hours done of community service, then you have to start on your 200 sweat equity hours. Sweat equity hours are basically you working on somebody else's home. You got to work on somebody else's home in order for, before you can even start building on your home. So that was every Saturday, and then, because they do them mostly every Saturday, and then that's 200 hours together between me and my husband. So together we had to, we had to do like 600 hours altogether. It was a little over 600 with our own home. So we end up having to do sweat equity hours where you work on somebody else's home. And it's just a neat because you get to meet new homeowners, you get to meet volunteers who don't know nothing about the program or who just donating into the program and just want to come in contact with, what am I putting my money into? So it's a lot of places, a lot of people that just come volunteer, and you get to really build your home from the ground up, you guys, not kidding. You get to build your home from the ground up, meaning where every nail at, where every floorboard at, everything. So once you get, I don't know, I'm not going to read the qualifications, but long as you're a U.S. citizen or stay in the U.S. for like 12 months, you qualify. And then also you have to, every play, I don't know how it is, but I know the income just went up a little bit, so I'm not going to read those qualifications. But there are 4 steps in the homeowner process. We go through steps. So the first step is, altogether you have to pay like $1,000 installment, but you do them in steps. So the first installment will be $250, and it'll be step 1 agreement. And then you attend like a 30-day pre-counseling. You have to, when I say them, the Habitat program is so strategic because you don't just sign up for a home and they give you a home and bam, you in there. No, I liked it because they prepared me like for the home. Like, we went through so many classes. We had to attend workshops, like, just to get you, if something break down in your house, what you need to do. Like, you had, finances wise, like, you have to save money just in case your AC go out. That might be $18,000 you got to get it fixed. Well, you have to have that money sitting to the side, or half of the money, at least to make a down payment or to be making a payment. So it's like they really just don't throw you out there. They really make you like knowledgeable about getting a home. And that was the best thing. I found those classes so helpful. So you attend a debt counselor, and then a workshop. They offer you so much information, and then you start your 200 sweat equity hours. The first 200 sweat equity hours include just nonprofit organizations and building another Habitat home. Okay, and within that first step of building, I'm talking about you got to get them hours done, because once you get those 200 sweat equity hours done, when I say I was determined, I worked between me and my husband. And then you can also have volunteers too. Like, if you have a family member that want to help you, you can bring one family member to help you add up your hours. So if you was there for 8 hours, they was there for 8 hours, that all counts for that one day. So if you have somebody that's determined to help you to get your hours done, it can be done. Volunteers, that's the big thing. So on step 2, you will have to pay your second installment of $250. You must continue to go to homeowners workshops. You have to go through them workshops throughout your course. Reach 2 step indicates your your first, that you completed your 200 sweat equity hours. You must once you get to that step 2, this was the fun part for me, because once you complete them 200 sweat equity hours, they give you a list of lots that are available for whatever they have available. So they gave me a list of 7 lots that was available for me to choose from. So what they do, they tell you ride around to those lots and you see which one you like best. They are empty lots, vacant lots. Some of them don't have anything on it. Mine had a whole bunch of trees and stuff, because it was an old house here, I think, a long time ago. But they want you to call the schools around that's around, see if it's a school that you'll send your child to. So they want you to like ride around at nighttime, ride around in the daytime and afternoon, just to see how do you feel about the environment. So once I did that, I got that list and I rode around the property that I'm on now. That's why I said it was nobody but God. The property, even though it has been challenges since I've been here, it was nobody but God. But when I came here, we rode around to all the properties. I kept telling my husband, I said, "That ain't it. I don't want that one. That ain't it. That's not for me." And he kept saying, "What's wrong?" I was like, I don't feel it. Like, this spot is not for us. So we came to the property that I'm on now, and I told him, like, soon as I seen it, we got out, walked around. We couldn't do too much walking around because it was trees and everything. They had to clear a lot out. I was like, you know what? This it. Like, this is where I want my home to be built at. Well, long story short, once I got into my third installment, And with every step, you guys have to remain, like, you have to stay employed, because through each certification, each step, they're going to check and make sure you still got a job. So you got to send your paycheck stubs, and they're going to check and make sure you don't have no debt. They're going to check, and even if your credit is not where it's supposed to be, because I was in a program with a couple of them, they will help you get your credit to where it needs to be before you close on your home. So that's the good thing about the Habitat program. They do help you out, and they give you tools. Or even if you put an application in and you do not get approved, that does not mean stop. That does not mean stop. Or yes, okay, they're going to tell you what you need to work on. So if they tell you, hey, you need to work on X, Y, and Z, work on those things and resubmit another application. It's something that it'll benefit you and your family in the long run. So that third step agreement, you have to register for a home buyer's education class within 30 days. And then then they start with step 3, they start building your house. If you have a co-applicant, they say during the third step, once they start building on your house. My house took a little longer to build because the regular Habitat homes in our area take like 8 months to get built. Mine took a little over a year, just because once I got my lot. First they told me I couldn't be on my lot because I wasn't getting a regular Habitat build. I was getting a build that was the local college here was in corporations with the Santa Fe. They were what the word is. They were coming together to do my home. You know, it was like a dual project that they was doing because I qualified. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I got into this program, and they give you 4 modules to choose from. They give you 4 modules, and you can choose for them. Now, I had already picked mine because it was one I liked the layout, and I was like, okay, I want that. It was a 4-bedroom, and I told the lady, I was like, this one I want. I love it. And she, when I had a meeting with her, she was like, no. She said, you got approved for a 5-bedroom, 2-bath. So this is how your layout. So they did a layout for me, and you have to approve every step of the process, y'all. I had to approve the layout. Like, if I wanted them to take out a closet, add a closet, like, that's the time for you to do it. Because even once we start building our house, I noticed certain things that I wanted to be changed, and it was like, no, because they done put the permit already, so they have to build the house how it is on the permit. So that's a token for you guys. If you do get into the program, before you sign that paper saying this is how you want your house built, if you want to change anything, make sure you change it then. It's not too much they'll let you change, but it's like simple stuff that I could have changed and I didn't know it because I'm just so excited about the program. So that is another step. The third step, they're going to start building your house. You have to be every Saturday when they build your house, you have to be there. So between me and my husband, we had to be here. It had to be like emergency why you couldn't make it. Because you got to think, when you show up, and it's your house, you get to know your house. And then on top of that, you showing the volunteers that you're thankful for them. So me and my husband, we always showed up. But then it got to the point they told us they didn't even need us to show up because we hadn't did too many hours. And it's also when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, that's what took us a long time for our house to get finished. Like, our windows was late. Sometimes our doors was late. Like, it was just, but do not get discouraged. Like, your house won't get done. It's going to get finished. So just hold on. And that's what I kept doing. I was just thinking of positive. Okay, maybe the doors ain't come in this week, but they won't come next week. Okay, maybe the flooring ain't get done this week, but it'll get done next week. I just stayed positive, because my kids, they were happy also. And then also where we stay at, they allowed us, even like during the week, they would have somebody working on your home. And we would just stop by and then walk through it because it's our home. We would walk through it, look at it, see what they did. And then when I tell you we have some dedicated people, it's just one man. I can't say his name because I don't know, what the rules are, legal rules and stuff. But when I tell you this man worked on my house day and night, him and this other lady, they worked on our house day and night to try to get this house finished for us, because in the middle of the pandemic, they wasn't allowed no more volunteers. So this man dedicated his time, and this lady dedicated their time to make sure me and my kids' house got finished. So me and my family. So that was also amazing. And with the Habitat program, when I tell you guys, you pick your cabinets, you pick your flooring, you pick your countertops, you pick your paint colors, your shutter colors, your door colors. You pick everything for your home. And then a lot of people complain, like, I don't want this, I don't want that. Well, you pick that for the moment, and then you got to think about it. Once you sign on the dotted line, that house is yours. So if you want to make improvements, then you make the improvements then. But until then, they have some nice stuff, y'all. When I say Habitat, they have some nice stuff. So me, of course, I color coordinate everything. And I went with brown, almost everything, dark stuff, because I have 5 kids and I didn't feel like cleaning up every day, So that was the fun part, and it was good because it got my kids, like, when I tell you, when we picked out our cabinets and stuff, I let them have an input in it. So it's like they let you take the stuff home, like the samples. So we took all the samples home, and I let all my kids, I'm like, okay, what do y'all think about this? Like, involve your kids, because it get them excited too. And you got to think about it. I always lived in 3 bedrooms, so my kids always shared the room. My girls shared the room, my boys shared the room. So giving them a home where they have their own room. When I tell you, my older kids were so excited. Now, the only ones who do not have their own room is Destiny and Dylan. Those are my youngest two. They share a room. But the only reason they share a room is because they're young and they don't even sleep in there. So, I'm getting interrupted again. What y'all need? Okay. But step 4, okay, this step, you pay your last $250. And then they make sure you have a job, and they make sure your sweat equity hours, keep up with your sweat equity hours. I don't care what nobody's saying. You keep you a pen and a paper and a little notepad in your car. When you go do them hours, you check off on them hours. Because sometimes I have heard, like in a program I was in, like a girl, they were saying she didn't get all her hours done. So make sure you keep it documented. I always keep my document on the paper. You conform they make sure you attend every workshop class, because you have to. Then you choose homeowner insurance. You attend your final walkthrough with the construction people who build your house. You do your final walkthrough. Then you have to get your lights scheduled to be turned on. You schedule another meeting. And then you get your certificate, and then you close on your house, and then you have a home dedication. We had a home dedication. It was so sweet, and it was emotional too, because someone like me, like growing up in and out of foster home or in and out of shelters, like I just wanted my kids to have some type of stability. And then the apartment that I was in, it was a nice apartment, but it had mold issues. So it was like that was the biggest thing that qualified me for the program, because my apartment had mold issues. And it was like, I'm paying all this money, and my daughter has, like, we had to keep going back and forth to the hospital because of her asthma. So that's why I have, like, they put, like, a special ventilation system in my house for that. And so thank you, Habitat, for that. But it's just a good program altogether to get into. And when I closed on my house, I was so excited. Like, it just made me feel like a breath, like a weight lift off my shoulders. Like, my kids can go outside. They have a front yard. They have a backyard to play in. They all have, the oldest 3 have their own room. So I don't hear all that fighting and bickering and arguing about this mine, that's not mine. The most arguing I hear from them is, she won't get from my door, or he won't get from my door. And I take that any day. So it's like, and they give them some type of responsibility too, because like my boys, it's funny because they used to complain they used to say, he dirtying up the room, she ain't dirtying up the room. I mean, he dirtying up the room, I ain't dirtying up the room. Well, now they have their own room. I know who been dirtying up the room. So it's just a blessing, to be able to give your kids that stability. And then my mortgage is not that high. It's affordable for me and my family to live comfortably, and also to help me get off other benefits too, because it gave me a little bit of flexibility. So I would recommend the Habitat program to anybody who is looking for just a stability, because once you sign your name on that dotted line, you're responsible, for paying that mortgage, just like you paid rent, but at least it's going towards something that is going to be yours. So that is the amazing thing. And then I've built friendships with people, that's working on other people's homes, hearing their stories. It just make you appreciate your house more. When you see it, it makes you appreciate it more, especially when we had to clear our land out. It was like, goodness, like when I look back now, even when I'm driving up, I just say thank you, Lord, because it's nothing that I did. It was just God blessing me and my family with this. So I would recommend the Habitat program to anybody who is, anybody who wants stability and still be able to be comfortable. Anybody can go out there and get a mortgage and pay so much money for a mortgage, but then you're struggling to make ends meet. When a Habitat program is for, you can be able to pay your mortgage and still be comfortable, providing for you and your family. That's all it is. It's not a handout. We still pay a mortgage. We still pay a good mortgage. We still, and they put energy sufficient stuff in your home too. So I would include some tips. I would include some just different pictures of through the process. I would not include all of them. I might do that in another video, just like with the house, but I include a little bit, and then maybe I might do one with, and let me tell you guys this. I've been in my home for over a year, and I still have not fixed up my house. But the main thing I did, I fixed up my kids' room. That's the first thing I did. I fixed up my kids' room, and like they're happy. I let them go to the store. They picked out their curtains, they picked out their rugs, they picked out their comforters, and it was just exciting because they didn't have no room growing up in the house with 9 girls, and I have 5 kids, and like just to see my kids so happy, it was like, thank you, God. It's just, I thank him every day because he didn't have to do it, but he did. I just let them pick out everything they want. I got their bed they wanted. Well, now my oldest son, if y'all don't know, he's 17, and he needs another bed. So y'all gonna have to shop with me and try to find this boy another bed because he is 6'3" and he done grew out the bed I bought him a year ago. So that's gonna be another video. But it was just to see my bed still on the floor. That's another thing. I ordered me a bed. When we first, the day I closed on my house, I went and ordered me a bed. When I tell y'all, I'm still waiting on my bed to get here, but I'm comfortable with that, and I'm okay with that because as long as my kids okay and their room all decked out and stuff, then I'm fine with it. And my daughter, if y'all, her wall right here don't have nothing on it, but her other walls do. That's because she want to paint this wall glitter. And I let them have fun with their room because it's their little domain. So I let them do whatever they want to do in their room. So I am going to help her do that soon. I just been working so much and haven't been able to do anything lately. But I would definitely recommend the Habitat program to anybody who is looking to get it. And even if they say no that first time, then you work on the things you need to work on and you get in there, But even though it does have its ups and downs, because I end up signing for a loan that I did not want, but end up being forced to sign in it. But at the end of the day, it's all gonna be okay. But I definitely want you guys to look into wherever you live. Just look into Google Habitat program in my area, and the qualifications, everything will pop up. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to come back for the next video. I love you guys.